Hi guys, welcome back to ESEA for this game. I'm really tilted because this team have just taken 15 minutes, 20 minutes to join, and I don't know what we're doing. But this is a game in the ESEA Open between Ryhit and Fusion Esports. It's a bit tilting because we're doing a 4 versus 5. So introducing the newest game mode into competitive. But we are in the latter stages of the ESEA season. This is the second to last game for both of these two, or sorry, I think this is the second to last game or the third to last game. But we are at the closing stages. Right, we'll be starting on the CT side. Fusion, the attacking team, and the attacking team have got 2 smokes, or 1 smoke and 2 flashes to work with and full armor, and we are genuinely watching a 4 versus 5. The CT side, they've only got 1 player on the A site, and ESEA are just really going to be unaware of what's going on as Fusion attack and pretty much pick up the the A site quite easily, quite convincingly. Bomb goes down quite nicely as well. And I'll tell you all about the flag in a minute. But with the bomb going down, it is a 5-on-4 retake still for the Ryhit team. Damage being sent between both sides. Concept Chriso will find the opening kill, and ESEA can only get 1 in response. The T-side just doing well. Mr. Ping is trying to push out, gets 2 nice headshots. It's now a 2 versus 2, Mr. Burr. He can get 1 killing shot in response, and Mr. Benson can save the round for Fusion. 1-0 to the fully German roster. So Ryhit's team, they've got, in their ESEA roster, they've got 4 British players, 1 Israeli player, 1 Belgian, and 1 Romanian player. So they're mainly UK team, but the captain is obviously the Belgian player, and that's why they've got a Belgian flag. I don't know if they're going to stay forward full game. And if it is going to be full game, what's the point of me commentating on this? Because it's just going to be one-sided. Sorry, it's quite tilting because Ryhit were the team who wanted me to come commentate this game, and they can't even field a full roster. Utility being used towards a B site. It is going to be a B hit for this T-sided German team. So push out is the side which have got Ryhit. With 4 players on the defending site and Fusion, they've clocked onto this perfectly. They will fall back, fall away towards the A site. Chop will get 1 kill. Dancerino fallen. And Chop is still looking to try and do some damage and trying to get a fake in place, but he could pretty much get a 4k ace. And you can't even call them aces, because what would be a definition of an ace? Is that when you kill all 5 players, or is it when you kill all the opposing players? Obviously an ace in a normal concept is when you kill all 5 players on the other team, but if it's a 4k, is that an ace? Either way, it is Fusion then. We'll gain that AK and the UMP to work with. Ryhit got so unlucky, really not to hold on to that, but they're going to have to play this so carefully if they want to try and work this out. Mr. Ping, 2 nice kills with the support of Steven. And there's a 3rd for Mr. Ping. Somehow, the CTs have now got the man advantage to work with. And Fusion not giving up on this B site yet. A little smoke. Maybe a 2nd smoke for them still to try and utilise. Concept Chriso will be still trying to get an entry towards this B site, though, with the AK. Stronger of the several weapons, and ESEA are just going to be smoked off for now and has to reposition himself with a minute to go. Fusion don't have to commit to this site, but it's looking like they are still going to challenge it. It's now a site where they've got 3 players or 2 players on the defending end, and Chriso somehow has worked some magic to work his way into his position. Chop is considerably just falling back, just waiting to see if Concept Chris can get anything here. And he could potentially get some information here at this stage. But ESEA, what is this timing? This timing from everyone is actually insane. ESEA, though, and Mr. Ping, they do spot up the player. And ESEA will find that last kill. Ryhit, they've got 1 player less, but they do make it work out. Sad to see Ryhit playing with 4 players. I remember when I played for Ryhit. I remember when Ryhit had their own tournament back in February of this year, and I was commentating. I remember that was ages ago, because I remember I was meant to be a commentator for Ryhit. But Didn't get paid for anything. Never get paid. Fusion then trying to get any information they can early on here, and this time they are putting a bit more emphasis towards the A site as well as this B site. I would sub in, but I'm not signed up with them on the ESEA. Concept Chriso taking a huge chunk of damage. And Stevie and Mr. Ping, they do shut down this B presence from the Fusion team. Mr. Burr and his team, they now have to back away and just regain this bomb, and they just have to be aware of what's going on B. I'm trying to work out if I remember a player called Havoc. I know there was a player, HAVOC, Havoc, but don't remember one of her case. Sorry, hello, welcome. Again, right, they've got the man advantage to work with after that early spray down between the two CT defending players on B. The utility towards B no, it's just going to be a fake, and they are now going to try and challenge this presence on A. It's going to be a crossfire from Ryhit, and that Molotov can just slow things down a bit, but ZVR, great little kill. I'll find Mr. Burr. Again, just slowing down this presence. And Dan Serena all the time. Benston has a chance to get another player, but Chop Aston, he's still alive, and he will be shut down by Steven. And I don't know how this is working out, but Ryhit, they've got 4 players. It's going to be a 2-on-2. Ryhit have never contacted me to do this before today, and I'm a little bit puzzled why they'd ask me to commentate a game with only 4 players. But no, thank you to them for getting in touch. One of my old commentaries with Ryhit might be on my YouTube channel somewhere. Mr. Ping, 2 kills. How did he get that second kill? Actually, Chris was low. Chopaz can get another one in response, and Dan Sereno, the hold on A is so strong, and he'll find a 3rd kill as well. Give it to him. This team, who have got 1 less player to work with, are now leading 3-2. And it is Ryhit, who have won 9 games this season, lost 5. Not a good record. Not a bad record, I should say, and I don't think they're able to challenge for the playoffs this season, so at this point they have to just play for pride. As do Fusion, they can't reach the playoff knockout stages either. So VR has an AWP, has to back away, and definitely will be backing away at the end there. Concept Chris, 2 key headshots. Not just headshots, but kills, and Chopaz got to shut down that A presence, and now the team with the player advantage right from the start have this under control. The last player, it's on aim, and that player in Mr. Ping will be allowed 1 kill at least. Is he going to expect Davin, who is just lurking around towards the A site, and Mr. Ping at least has himself an AK. And look at that timing. That timing's really insane. And Mr. Burr might run into him here. He does. CT player not expecting that. It will be 3-3 in this ESEA Open fixture. And a fun fact about this Fusion team, they are a fully German roster, and Fusion, they played in the ESEA last season. Not quite a good record last season. They only won 3 games out of 16. This season it's been a bit more competitive and a bit more exciting from them. They've got a record of 9-5 in this current season. Welcome to everyone watching on this channel. Fusion on the T side with the 1 player advantage. They're going to be playing it so quickly towards this A site. And the CT holder is only good for 1 kill. It's Dan Sereno finding Chop. And other than that, right, they seem to have worked out how to really approach this attack from the opposing team. Mr. Ping and Steven. I think it's Steven. They're just going to try and hold on to these rifles, just hiding in the good old construction area. And we are approaching the latter stages of the round, and they might try and go for damage here. Just the wrong pre-fire, Unlucky there, and 2 weapons lost for Fusion, though. They should be able to reinvest after this round. They can do. Concept Chris might just need a drop from his teammates, but they can at least provide. It will be Fusion 4, right, 3. And I'm amazed ESEA just lets you continue with 4 players, and I didn't really want to commentate a game with 4 players, but happy to help out. If you are new, do give my Twitch channel a follow. Any support, any love is much appreciated. This is going to be towards the A site yet again, where Fusion want to try and attack and defend towards, and Dancerino isn't allowed to do anything, nor is ESEA. It's such an easy take onto the A site for Fusion Esports, and no one is comfortably get the bomb down at this stage. It's going to be a retake scenario. No one left on beam. Goodbye, Stephen Benson. He's open. He is just prepared to shut down this push, really. It does mean that Mr. Ping now has to work out what to do. And Mr. Ping. I know a player called Ping. He's just called Ping. Mr. Ping might try and do some damage here, but he is slowly being caved in upon. We'll get 1 kill on Mr. Bear, but won't be able to hold on to his weapon. And AWP is held on to by Fusion, and they will secure a 5th round at this stage. And these later rounds by Fusion have just been taken so quickly. They've worked out the key to outplaying their opponents, and it's going to be a bit unlucky if Ryhit just have to continue with these 4 players. They've had this since the start of the game. It's not a good approach realistically. It's just going to be a rush towards mid, and a rush which Fusion are somewhat prepared for. They've got a Molotov just to deny any further attack. They're going to easily get the bomb down on beam. Chop in such a key position here. He'll be allowed 1 kill at least. Mr. Ping can't do anything. And look at this idea here. What's up, Chris? 1, but didn't expect the 2nd actually. It's right, he's got support here. And Dancerino will tag his opponent for some amount, but it's not going to kill him off. It is Fusion with this 6-3 lead here on Inferno, and it's a German roster who've looked in control, really. You can't say they haven't. They're playing against 4 players. Always going to be a tough ask for the team with 1 less player to work with anything here. It's going to be Steven with an AWP and having to fall back from the B site. He is alone, and it's just an unlucky call from the CT side who already stacked 3 towards A, and any call they make is going to be a huge gamble at this stage. They are going to commit to the B site in terms of Fusion. Steven will be volleyed out. Still 1 nice headshot as they've been fools. Dancerino a really desperate spray, really. And Dancerino's still going to be allowed to find 1 kill. Mr. Ping, another. The CT side, they're finding the kit picks. It's going to be a tough ask. Benson watching from Banana will deny Ping a chance to do anything. Out a second as ESEA pushing through that smoke. The T-hold, in the end, just too clinical and too fast for Ryhit to really respond to. There's just something found on the board for the German team. And it's just a question, really, of Ryhit. How many rounds can they get on this in this game? Honestly, I would say in this half, but it's a case of seeing how much they can do in this game, and when they make it onto that 2nd period, how do they really try and approach an attack? A little flash. It is a CT push from Ryhit, and Fusion, the call is perfect. They can just push out onto this A site so securely, so comfortably. And just like that, Ryhit on these pistols, what can they do? There's nothing they can do, let's be honest. They're still trying to do some damage. It is Fusion, not overcommitting to the exit frags and not desperate to lose really these weapons. Steven couldn't quite find any damage there. Mr. Ping and ESEA are just holding the angles. Dancerino just spot an AK, but Can't do anything about his stronger position. Just unlucky, really. And what can these other CT players do? So if we could at least get a trade. Only one frag there for Ryhit. If we look at the scoreboard. Actually, Mr. Ping, 14 kills after 12 rounds isn't too bad considering your player down and you're doing well. 128 ADR. Pretty good. Benson, 2.66 KDR. 8-3. And Ryhit, they're now committing to a treble AWP setup and 1 AUG as well. The AWP players don't really have a lot of utility to work with. Steven hasn't been checked out yet. Davim can at least capitalise, and that's not a bomb in favour of the CT side. Dancerino will use a nade. The Molotov's just so good at this stage. And Fusion have to back away. Suddenly they've got something at this point. Steven, one nice kill, Danson falls. Chris is just pushing really in. He was desperate to do damage. Mr. Ping responding with another kill, but Fusion, they can regain the bomb out of that really messy and awkward scenario. And they're going to work towards aim. By the looks of it. SFER with an AWP from the short angle. Did spot the player, but I don't know if that was meant to be done by the Fusion player, but just a little bait was perfect. One nice shot, but Chopaz could trade out nicely. A 2 versus 1. And the right players, one player very close by with an AWP. The other player, Mr. Ping, has an AK. It's going to come down to time and who's going to peek the corners. Who's going to win this out? It's Mr. Ping. Steven try and push in, but Chopav was spotted out, and Ryhit can complete another retake. Hello, Reese. Fun story, Reese. This team asked me to commentate their game, and they've only got 4 players turn up. It really tilted me just knowing it got to quarter past. And just... Hey, well done. What was the score? Well done on winning it. What was the... What map you got next? Not even close. If it wasn't close, how did it take you, like, under an hour to finish it? It felt like it took a while. 16-14. Oh, that's not close at all. Nice job, mate. Oh, yeah, if you had me there, it would have been 16-4. Fusion then. Going to commit to this ace site. The smoke on short isn't really costly enough. Dancerino falls to Benson. And also another kill as ZFER falls. That's the ace site cleared out. Chop will get the bomb down, and Fusion, they're so comfortable that they're even pushing up to CT spawn at this point. And AWP and LM4 remain for the defending team. And now AWP will be allowed to do some damage. Just a tight little angle there, which does pay off quite comfortably. And they really are just pushing for these kills at this point. They don't really want Ryhit to hold on to these weapons, but still Ryhit are allowed to do damage. A second kill with the AWP. Fusion, are they giving up needless deaths? I know they're trying to get rid of the weapons of the opponents, but you're gifting the opponents 3 kills, and with each kill, they gain extra money from it. And you have to I say they've got to reinvest. They've got so much money to work with, it's not really going to matter. 9-4 then, Fusion, the German team, with a nice comfortable lead at this stage in ESEA Open. My hair feels really nice today. So Steven and Ping hold on to their weapons from last round. And yes, Fusion are a German team. They're a fully German team. You've played loads of German teams lately, haven't you? I noticed that. Ryhit aren't German. According to their ESEA roster, Ryhit aren't a German team. Talking about Ryhit, they do get the opening kill in this round. I thought that was a Belgian flag. Mr. Barr does fall right at the CT side. They're somehow allowed to get some easy kills here. Mr. Pings is going to spray that down so easily, and I don't understand how Riot are able to really find these rounds. We know you eat arse, Reese. I do speak German, Reese. I speak a little bit of German. What is it you like? You like the what? What does Schwanz mean? You like the tail? Yeah, I know you eat arse. I've just googled Schwanz and that apparently means tail. I love Google Translate. I didn't learn German with Google Translate. I learned German in a school. Love, do you remember school? I'm wrong, sir. Ooh. Reese, can you go down to the kitchen and make me a drink? And then bring it up to me. Ah, thank you for subscribing to me, Reese. Thank you. I know a little German, so I knew the full part of the second sentence and half the first one. Yeah, can I have a tea, please? That's so kind. Thank you for subscribing. So, yeah, if you weren't here earlier, you'd have missed me state that Fusion, this is their second season in ESEA, and Fusion's first season, their record, they'll probably want to forget it. They only won 3 games out of 16. It really wasn't a season for them to think about. We are slowly getting back underway in this game, and do you reckon Riot are just waiting on this new player? What do you mean, what's wrong? What's wrong with what? What's wrong with... What's that last word? Ichik. There's nothing wrong with me. 2 sugar, yeah. And now only one sugar. I'm cutting down. I didn't know that meant you... I would say let's get back to this game, but we can't because... What was the team who took a timeout? I can't see. Can't see who took a timeout. It's pretty weird. Ha! Louis 2K, more like Louis. You forgot the 2. Louis Schwal. You're so funny, Reese. This is fun. I didn't really think I'd be talking German to people. Anyway, should we get back to this match? Let's... Wait, we can't. Should we look at the scoreboard? 17-8, Mr. Pig's currently going for the Riot team. 12-9 and 10-5 between Chop and Benson each. Yeah, I didn't really know how to set up like all the different tiers of subs or what the difference would be. Like, I need to talk to someone and just try and work it out. But thank you for subscribing to my Twitch channel and using your free Twitch Prime sub. If you are an Amazon Prime customer, you can link your Twitch account to or your Amazon account to Twitch and gain a free subscriber, which it's free every month. So you can resubscribe to your favorite Twitch streamer. And obviously, you know, that might be me for some cases. We are back underway, and it is a must-win round really for Fusion to try and not give this 4-player team a chance of getting a comeback in the second period. Danster, you know, just holding of an org really. He doesn't have a lot of utility, nor does Mr. Ping at this point. He's used so much utility in the early stages of this game. A 4-AK buyout for Fusion. They're not risking losing an AWP or anything. They do have some extra utility set up. Mr. Ping and his team towards A. They're just going to be holding off this push for now, and actually it's going to be a commitment towards B now from the Fusion team. They're more committed than my ex was to anything. And yeah, it is the site where there is an AWP holding for the Ryhit team. Ryhit are actually starting to rotate players back. You know what? They're not committing to B site. They're exactly like my ex, and this time they are going to commit towards the A site. Aha! I made a funny joke. Did you like it? Someone will get tilted. It's 2018. People always get tilted. Well, 2 players for Fusion looking to be committed to this B site. They've just walked through a Molotov. It's costly, in fact, because Davine is able to fall, and so is Concept Chriso. Both falling to the AWP, and it is towards the A site where they get an entry in with 15 seconds. Right, I've just been completely bamboozled at this stage. And it is a 3-on-3 retake at this stage. Thank you, Reese. I'll message you the IP so I can shout at you and be your in-game coach. So if we are looking to try and get something here for the retake. One nice shot. Benson falls, and he came so close to getting second here, but Mr. Ping, a little bit delayed, was still able to get the defensive assist. Mr. Chop, he's now left against 2, and it's a must-do situation here. Neither Ryhit players actually looking here. Still, they can defuse it, and Ryhit finish this game, or finish a half, with a 9-6 lead. No, they're not even leading. They're just 9-6 down. But they've got another round, and they've now got something to build upon going into the second period. Do stick around. Hopefully we can bring you the second half very shortly, because I've got to go in half an hour, and we can't really be holding on for anything. Willkommen zurück zum Spieler. So I in Fusion and Ryhit. Or in English, welcome back to the stream. This is a game between Fusion Esports and Ryhit. And Fusion Esports, the team who've got 5 players, leading 9-6. They've lost a couple of rounds to Ryhit, and Ryhit are going to be getting this first round off to a start in their favour as they tie up the player advantage early on. You can't even say that they get a player advantage, they just tie it back. Damage being done as Ryhit hits quite comfortably onto this A site. How does Chop not get anything there? Really unlucky, realistically. Ping really wanted that USP, but he just walked back into his Glock in. Mr. Burr, 1 kill on the retake scenario, and Davin will find a nice shot onto Mr. Ping, and another nice one-tap as Zephyr falls. Steven, he can't do anything against Mr. Burr, and Fusion Esports, they comfortably get this retake scenario in place for them. Really nicely done. How is everyone in chat today? If anyone's still alive, I think I've just lost all my viewers at this point. Mr. Bar, more like Mr. Boo. Ha! Gilix, it's Halloween. It's not Halloween. Fun fact, we've now got to wait 360 days until Halloween. Welcome, Havoc, to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Davin, nice shot! Zephyr's going to fall in the early stages here. And it's going to be a bit of utility usage by the CT side towards B, just to try and deny any counter-attacks. That's right, fall back and try and progress towards the A side here. They're going to have to try and fall off against... And oh, someone got attacked outside. It was a fire footwork. One nice kill anyway. Mr. Ping and Dancerino, they survive and they're not really able to do anything. Mr. Benson, a nice little spray down with the MP5. Fusion Esports getting this second half quite comfortably underway in their favour, and they look to be treating this as another bonus round, just holding on to the SMGs and Scouts. Benson will upgrade to an AWP at least. But if you're not fully aware of Counter-Strike, it's normally a 5 versus 5 scenario, and Riot, they've turned up to this game today and they're continuing to play with 4 players, so it's a 5 versus 4, which isn't normal for most scenarios. Concept Chris, 2 kills and came close to getting a third. Stevie, or Steven even, he survives on low HP and he was just desperate to do damage through that smoke there. So retake scenario onto the A side, but Riot, at least they have got the bomb down at this stage. Steven, you're not going to reload. You've only got 5 bullets and could be costly if you don't realise this. Mr. Ping, a couple missed shots, but it still can capitalise and looking to get a second. Can't do anything against Chop. At least at this stage, Steven has reloaded and got a full set of utility, and he knows where both the players are, but he is so low, and Chopperston will find a kill and saved a round pretty much. Fusion, they'll get round number 12, and it's another good retake scenario from them. You can't really take anything away from the German team, who have started this second half off quite nicely, quite comfortably. And there'll be another tactical pause just in play. But how is everyone in chat today? Vielen Dank. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm very good, thank you, Havoc. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And this wasn't something I was planning on doing tonight. I had some uni work to do. Just taking a break just to do this, and I'm gutted really because it's not a 5-on-5. It's not a tense scenario here, and you've got to give it to Riot really. They've done well really to secure something. Oh yeah, actually, I was also going to go out tonight because in the UK we've got tonight is called Bonfire Night. It's if you can hear banging outside, those are fireworks going off. It's also known as Guy Fawkes Night. Google it. It's a celebration a celebration. You can't even call it that. It's a day to sort of, I don't know how to call it really. Basically, this guy in the 1600s tried to blow up the parliamentary houses in the UK with fireworks, and his plan was failed. And we have a day to remember it. Remember the 5th of November. It's a historical thing, basically. Mr. Bah, the CT side, they seem to have got this round under control at this stage here. Zephyr, he remains, and I remember Zephyr. He played for a couple of different teams I've commentated on before. And I was going to go out and do something for tonight, but I had uni work and I've also got commentary to do. So that kind of takes priority. Fusion 13-6, and Fusion only need 3 more rounds to close out this game. Even and so far, You can't really blame them. It is this Riot team who've got to try and get something sooner or later, or else it's game over. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you can't... It's not really a celebrate... It's not a national holiday, because... It's definitely not a national holiday, but it's a day of significance, I guess. And to celebrate it, people host, like, little bonfires and little things. Devon, 2 kills and potentially a 3rd here. Couldn't quite... He couldn't find Mr. Ping. Couldn't quite. 1 bullet. Does Ping realise? Oh, no. That's horrible if you don't realise you've got your bullets. No bullets. Fusion Esports 14 to 6. S's Fusion Esports. I'm sorry. Dryzen Ryhit 6. Dryzen 6. Sorry, I was trying to say 14-6 in German. I think I've just messed it up. Oh! Mr. Ping taking some damage there through the smoke. Couldn't quite send anything in response. It is a CT stack towards B, essentially, for the Fusion team at this stage. And they're only now starting to back away and rotate players towards the A side. But on the A side, they still have got 3 players at least to work with. One towards Pip, the other one back of sight. And the T-sided players are looking to get any sort of entry they can at this stage here, or else it'll be looking like game over. Right, I've got 2 AWPs to work with. And this time it seems to be a bit more slower paced, a little bit more passive compared to some of the other rounds we've seen. Right, they are going to commit to this B site, and the double flash is pretty much indicating that. There was a Molotov in response, and those are just fireworks outside my house, if you can hear that. Concept Chris will find Zephyr. And Steven, he needed to get that trade, really. That nade is going to at least kill off Chris, but Benson, he traded out as well. Dancerino, he's got an AK and a big dream to try and win out this round. And he's still allowed to do damage. Mr. Bard's going to fall. And it's Dancerino against 2 at this stage of the game. 2 versus 1 retake scenario is possible for Fusion. It's going to be down to how Dancerino really plays this out, and he's looking towards CT. He spots 1 player and will get a first. It's just Davim left against Dancerino, and he's just going to try and stick this. Only a little fake, actually, and he can clutch it out. Great clutch by Dancerino. He'll get an ace in the end, a 5-man ace. And Riot not dead and buried yet. There was a 7th round for this team. Why do I want to get vodka, Kebby? I don't drink alcohol. You should never drink alcohol. So, Riot, could this be a start of a potential comeback at this stage? Yeah, I'm going to try and get this comeback going. Towards A is where they're going to try and hit. And Dancerino, he was trying to find that open Benson towards short, towards long, but he just wasn't peeking it. A smoking response. 1-1 nice shot as Dancerino falls. They are trying to get a trade realistically, and they just can't even get a trade, especially with Davim up here in the higher position. They're just trying to desperately clinch on to this game. And I hate to say it, if you're right, it was pretty much game over right from round 1 when you could only get 4 players on the server. I mean, still potential shot here to do something. Little flash in, and they've at least walked into a little crossfire. Crossfire, which is all falling apart for Fusion. Benson, he couldn't hit anything, and suddenly Riot are closing this down into individual one-on-one plays, and that's how they really have to approach it. Steven, he really wants to find this player close by, and Fusion still aren't fully sure where they're going to be. Where their opponents are going to be hitting towards. Chop doesn't really have to peek this. And Steven's going to take a huge chunk of damage, but still can get something. And a 3rd! A great kill there. And suddenly Riot will get the bomb down and put their opponents in a retake scenario at least. It is an AWP and an M4 against an AK and an M4. And that smoke isn't going to provide a lot of support for the CTs. They're trying to push in together, and Concept Chris will get one, leaving it in just Stefan's hands, and he can get two. This will be another ace for the team if they can win this, and he gets the ace as well. That's another ace, and Ryhit get an 8th round, and the CTs all of a sudden don't have any money to work with. This is a perfect scenario for Ryhit, because they've broken their opponent's economy. And they've got a chance to capitalise and get another round here. How can Fusion really play this round with these Deagles? That's 2 second half aces then from Ryhit, and they're the sort of stats you do want to try and keep a lookout for. It's going to be towards the B site this time, where they want to try and hit an approach towards Benson. Not exactly a crossfire of his teammate, but there are players there in defense at least. Flash of smoke towards CT, and Benson can do some significant damage actually with the Deagle. Davin will be allowed to get a kill, and still they've not really focused their attention towards this B site. There is a player on site. No idea how he's been allowed to jump on there, but Steven is going to survive that, and the CTs on this eco are making this work out. 2 more kills. Leaves it just in the hands of Steven. He's got 2 kills. It'll be a 4K for him to clutch this out, and just not expecting to play on Plant Pot, and can't exactly flick to him either. And to make it all worse for Ryhit, the bomb is down in Mr. Barr's hands. Steven will find another kill. Just up to Mr. Barr here, and it's a 4K. Ryhit do secure another round. But significant damage done by the CT side on an eco. Ryhit are actually making this comeback happen. But now Fusion, they've got a full buyout to work with now, and this could be devastating if Ryhit make any mistakes here. So VR will be open. A quick Molotov towards the 2 players pushing in Banana. But the 2 CT players won't push any further. Right. Looking to make their way towards A, and the crossfire is there. The crossfire is actually doing some damage. Davin will find 2 kills through the smoke. Leaves it in Pink and VR's hands. But this round definitely not over until all of one team's players are dead. All the time runs out. But I was just going for the approach that I've been alive, or I've had 1 player left, and they still make it work out. There was 1 Molotov there being used. A smoke as well, and really I'm not sure how the Caesar are going to push. They are going to push through the smoke anyway, and with an AWP pushing first, that could be really costing Mr. Barr can at least get that AWP lost, leaving it in the hands of an AK, and this hasn't fallen apart yet. Mr. Ping will find 1, and Davim is just looking to get this kill from behind. He didn't expect him there. He didn't find a kill. It is going to be a match point for Fusion. They've got 6 match points to work with, and for Ryhit, they don't have a lot of money in play. And it's so weird just watching all these cinematics with a team who have got only 4 players. It's a difficult ask. But they are going to try and secure something. A scout and some pistols is how they're going to try and secure another round. But some serious aggression coming out by Fusion. Stacking 3 players on B might have been a mistake, not quite. One early casualty in their favour. They're trying to work their Ryhit are trying to work their way towards A, and Mr. Ping will be allowed to find another kill, but that bomb is dropped in Fusion territory, let's not forget. Chris just wanted to go for that boost, and Fusion now actually trying to rethink this because they've realised they've got the bomb, and if he shot there, that would have been so amazing, but that smoke could have lost them the bomb. CT's out, making their way, finding kills. And they do pick up the bomb, and Chris is aware of it. Dancerino takes some damage, but that's a nice headshot. Dancerino is left against 2 other players. He's got 2 opening kills, and he's committing towards this B side. Davim has to play it a little bit carefully. His teammate towards the opposing side. Dancerina just had to get that. It's really unlucky in the end, but a great recovery of rounds by Ryhit. In the end, in this game on ESEA, it does favour the German team in Fusion. It ends 16-9. Thank you to everyone who's watched and chat this game. And I hope you've enjoyed this coverage of ESEA. Thank you to Ryhit for advertising the stream and getting it out on there. And hope you guys have enjoyed the stream as well. It's another win for Ryhit. Another win for Fusion. A 6th loss of the season for Ryhit. They'll want to end the season on a high in their next game. Do follow if you've not already. Do subscribe as well, and we hope to catch you all soon. Have a good evening.